Why do these foes undulate like that?
Ah, Luger. Did you know the city of Drellin is famous for its spirits? Not the kind that interest Jude, mind you. Drellin's spirits are of the liquid variety. With all we've been through, I believe we could use a drink. Shall we wet? That's the, spirit. Come, let me show you how to appreciate the finer things. Oh, Lady Milla and Lady Elise. Is anything the matter?
No, nothing. Elise and I are just out for a stroll.
Yep, stretching my legs.
What are you two up to?
Luger and I were just about to indulge in some of Drellin's local delicacies.
Sounds intriguing.
Drellin is famous for, seafood and spirits, right?
I want a seafood too!
Why not accompany us? We would never turn down such beautiful company.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Sure, I'm in.
Did you mean just Milla?
I meant all three of you. Two beautiful ladies and one beautiful plush doll thing.
Oh, Rowan, you're embarrassing me!
Pardon me.
Sure seems like the same old Rowan to me.
That letter must have been a misunderstanding.
Forgive me, everyone. I'm afraid some urgent business has come.
What is it?
An emergency meeting of the military commanders. We've received threats of terrorism from an extremist group that opposes peace between the nations.
You're a busy man.
Too busy to find the time to complain about it. But it's all for the future of our two nations. Luger, I want you to have... Well, I suppose it might buy a few libations if you sold it, but I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't. It completes a set with my own charm. I promise I'll make this up to you.
He's fully devoting himself to fulfilling his mission.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he'd need a will anytime soon.
True. Well, there's no use worrying about it now. Let's eat.
My fish was so fresh, it was practically still wriggling.
I'll sample Drellin's other claim to fame when Rowan gets back.
This is Vera. There's been an abduction. An extremist group has just claimed responsibility. The victim is Riza Maxian Prime Minister Rowan Ilbert.
What?
Chancellor Marcia has requested Spirius's assistance in the rescue operation. Please return to headquarters ASAP for a full briefing.
Something wrong?
They kidnapped Rowan.
That threat he mentioned earlier. It must have been bait to lure him into a trap.
We gotta save the old guy!
Luger, we're coming with you. These heavily populated areas certainly have a...
I'll begin the briefing. Prime Minister Ilbert has been kidnapped by an extremist group that espouses Olympian domination.
Olympian domination? I take it they oppose the peace treaty.
Yes, the Olympian government has been sent a list of their demands.
The Olympian government? Why would they care about Rowan?
The Prime Minister is a key player in the peace process. He's crucial to Olympius. They certainly understand that.
They intend to use him as a bargaining chip.
That's horrible.
They also hacked into our telecommunications system and broadcast this message.
Keep Olympia separate. It is a sacred land for its chosen people. We will not have it be found by a French
friendship with Maxia. Maxia's inhabitants are our fuel. Its land, nothing more than a penal colony for deserters. The leadership of Olympias has lost its way. We demand the immediate dissolution of the peace treaty. Should you refuse us, the consequences will be decisive and severe.
These nutjobs have Rowan?
We shut down the broadcast immediately, of course, but the extremists have powerful communication jamming Spyrex. We were unable to determine...
If only we had a little more to go on.
What is it?
That's the charm Rowan gave you. May I see it? Apparently it's enchanted by some sort of art. I'm sure the Four could tell us more. Interesting. This art seems to emit a special pulse through earth and water, and it resonates with an opposing pulse transmitted through fire and wind.
What?
Rowan had another stone just like this.
I'll have the Four seek out the strongest point of resonance. That should be the midpoint between the two stones. Then the source of the other pulse should be equidistant from us in the opposite direction.
Midpoint acquired. Now we just need to pinpoint the equidistant location. That puts the source of the transmission near Labari Hollow.
They're in Maxia.
Is this why Rowan gave Luger the stone in the first place?
It's almost as if he knew he'd be abducted.
He's still okay, right?
They're using him as a bargaining chip. They'd be fools to kill him.
Phew.
However, Rowan is still a key figure in the peace movement. They may be planning on disposing of him.
Now that you mention it, the Spurious Corporation has analyzed what would happen if Mr. Ilbert were killed. According to our projections, his death and the resulting backlash would ultimately advance the cause of international peace.
What?
That means... So that's why he wrote that letter. Dying to make your wish come true isn't right.
Yeah, think about how sad the rest of us would be.
The Rowan I know would never do such a thing. The extremists' hideout is in Labari Hollow. Rowan has to be around here somewhere. Let's leave no stone unturned.
Don't worry, we'll find you.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Don't let them call back up.
Yeah!
Rowan must be in the back.
Hurry. If there's a guard outside...
Rowan must be inside.
How'd you find us?
Why don't you ask the man on the ground? He clearly outwitted you.
This old fool? Not bloody likely. Surrender! And stay back.
Now!
Ah! Blasted Maxians! You'll pay for this!
Be gone!
that settles that.
How can you be so nonchalant about this?
Rowan! Thank goodness you're alive!
I knew that you would eventually come and find me here.
Did you know that you would be abducted?
Unfortunately, yes. I considered it enough of a possibility that I should have an insurance policy. I needed something effective but inconspicuous, so I gave Luga a paired resonance stone as a safety measure.
Whoa, good thinking there!
We were able to take out the extremists' home base as a result.
Always the tactician. Your plan really came together there.
It was only possible because I knew I could rely on you.
Rowan, there's something that you should know. We found those letters that you wrote. The wills.
Yeah! You see these tears? We were afraid you might kick the bucket!
Ah, so you ended up finding those. Dare I ask if you read them in their entirety?
No, I was too scared to read past the very beginning.
Then you missed the part where I asked you to assist Lady Dressel in restoring the 6 ruling houses.
Huh?
I believe the 6 houses are crucial to strengthening the bonds between Rashagal and Arjul. I have hidden multiple letters to other prominent figures in my residences in Kanbalar, as well as those in Finmont. They outline all of the steps that should be taken in order for the prosperity and future of Rize Maxia, as well as the peace process.
I see. That way your mission could continue even without you.
Not that I had any intention of dying, mind you. After all, there is still much I must do. I simply haven't the time to die. But at the same time, I understand that no one lives forever.
Rowan.
The thought of our bright future flickering out because I died with my plans half finished. To me, that would be a fate crueler than death itself.
But this way, the hope of achieving international peace can survive even without you.
Exactly. I have written such letters to a great number of people. And you are one of them, young miss.
I never would have imagined that you'd come to me for something this important. Are you okay with this?
Although, hey, you know you can count on us.
I want you to decide your own future, Elise. Yet as much as I hate to burden you with the fate of the country, we are good friends, and I could not help but ask.
I'd be more than honored, Rowan.
But knock off all this dying talk! You're bumming me out!
Definitely. We'll all protect you, no matter what happens.
Count on it.
Thank you, my friends. Well, it appears I won't need to have you read the rest of the letter then.
Yes.
It's from Chancellor Marcia. She seems to have been quite concerned about me.
You are important to Chancellor Marcia, just like you're important to us.
Yeah, you're totally buddies now!
Oh, we are? I suppose that our relationship has evolved beyond the point of mere colleagues. Perhaps I should invite her out for dinner and apologize for putting her through all of this.
Rowan's going on a date!
Hey, not so fast. You better treat us all to dinner first. Something upscale should suffice.
I have to pay for everything?
May joys from afar beget joys close to the hearth, and carry those joys far afield.
She's got you there, Rowan.
I accept defeat. Tonight will be my treat.
Woohoo! Hooray!
It's just like they say, for the act of spreading joy is the greatest joy of all. Someday I'll take you to dinner. You deserve a reward for all your hard work, too.
I'm looking forward to it already. Your hairstyle is quite fashionable. Though I couldn't help but notice the patches of white hair. Here, I'll let you borrow my touch-up dye.
Shy little orange sitting in a tree. Sylph picked up orange, icky like feet. Gnome picked up orange, juicy and sweet. They cut it into halves and each had a tree.
What a sweet little song.
It's a porridge picking song. The more you sing it, the sweeter the fruit. Shy little orange sitting in a tree.
Humans certainly put a lot of meaning into music.
I guess that's true. Reminds me of how Victor sang when he passed away. I wonder what song that was. That must have been nice. It seemed to mean something to Victor as well. I think it went like this.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Catchy song. It really sticks in your head.
There's something about it. It's almost nostalgic.
Yeah.
Department of Dimensional Affairs here. We've detected a new fractured dimension. However, we haven't been able to pinpoint where it leads. The coordinates are highly unstable as well, so please be careful.
That sounded serious.
So basically, they have no idea where this fractured dimension will take us.
That's odd. They've never had this problem with the coordinates before.
Maybe it's just a glitch in the system.
Or perhaps the location doesn't exist in this world. Do you intend to take the assignment, Luger?
And we're here to help, as always. This mission's a real wild card. We'd better be ready for anything. Isn't this...
The temporal crossroads. They still exist here.
Being here sure takes me back.
Indeed.
Behold my power!
And behold, Maxwell's power!
Luger! Are you okay?
No fear.
Psychic restoration! Demon fist! Catching blow!
Nothing can...
Another uninvited guest? Milla, tell me, what are you doing here?
It has been a while, Maxwell. Although perhaps not from your perspective. I hope you are willing to talk to me. I have a question for you.
How laughable. Come now. What makes you think that I will suffer your foolishness again?
This is far from foolishness. It's important.
Silence, human. Who do you think forced me to unmake Milla in the first place?
Unmake Milla? So unlike our reality, she was eliminated in this world.
I don't know how you've managed to return to life, but you will fare no better this time. Those who stray from their path, who lose sight of their duty, must be unmade. No exceptions. I won't entertain objections from the very humans who led her astray.
But you don't understand.
If you insist on coming back from death, then I will simply remove your souls from the cycle of life forever.
He's not in a cooperative mood. I hate to do this, but you leave me no choice. We will destroy you again, Maxwell.
Show me what you can do, Lord of Spirits.
I'm sorry to involve everyone like this.
We'll be okay.
Yes, this isn't enough to stop us.
Sunburst!
Luger! You okay?
Form Destroyer! That's your back. Light of the horizon. Link charge! Done! I got your back. I got your back. Light of the horizon. Disintegrate! Beat! Light of the... Twin Lance! Swallow Rage! Twin Lance! It's time! My fists will open the heavens! Final Fury! Give up! Die! Hail, gentlemen! Are you okay? Aqua Protect onward! Well, hail, gentlemen! Link charge! Behold the power of the spirits! Flame Vanguard! Fuse together origins of existence. Meteor Storm! Elemental The Lord of Spirits can't be defeated.
Why must we always fight?
It's unfortunate, but we had to. We do what we must to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I've grown...
I'm getting...
I'll keep getting...
How did you become so powerful?
Now answer me this. What happened between you and the human Milla Kresnik? Did it have anything to do with the creation of the schism?
Where'd you hear that name?
It's become ingrained in Nia Kara folklore, but the story's details have been lost to time.
Ah, interesting. I see now. You must be one of her descendants. That would explain the wealth of your power.
I want you to tell us everything. Did you name me after her? After Milla Kresnik?
And why would you want to know the answer? That's irrelevant to the mission I assigned you.
Is it wrong to ask? I want to know about myself. I want to know what went through your mind before I was given birth.
You want to know. Perhaps naming you after her led to that as well.
So Milla's name was derived from Milla Kresnik. Is that a safe assumption?
That woman pestered me incessantly with her constant questions. Why this? How that? She wanted to know it all. The voraciousness of human curiosity seems to have no boundaries or limitations. I must say it never ceases to amaze me.
In many ways, it could be defined as one of humanity's most intriguing traits. Humans never halt their quest for knowledge, even if it means risking their own destruction. They're always looking to see what's ahead. The strength of their curiosity is stunning.
When Spyrix began to drive spirits and humans apart, Milla stood against it. In striving to understand spirit kind, she represented more than just human beings. She was hope. Hope. She devoted all of her energy to the benefit of spirits and humanity alike. Truly a magnificent sight. It was a slow process, but one that showed promise. In time, humans who wished to coexist with spirits flocked to her side. Thus began the Kresnik clan.
And yet, I understand that Kronos didn't think much of her.
Kronos did not think much of any humans. At the end of the day, he found them inadequate beings who needed to prove their worth.
I get it now. So that's the reason for the Origins trial.
She was driven to her death by the humans who were members of her own clan.
You couldn't save her from her demise?
No, I never saw it coming. Unbeknownst to me, the Kresnik clan had become poisoned by a faction seeking to exploit spirits for profit.
Milla would naturally not allow that. Therefore, they conspired to kill her.
I concluded that the schism was the only solution. I would divide the world and bring over select humans on the Ark. But unlike what I expected, Milla refused my invitation. Instead of coming aboard the Ark, she chose to stand with the humans who had turned against her.
And you saw her actions to stay behind as betrayal.
Of course, Milla had thrown in with those who would rather pursue their own selfish desires. What else was I supposed to believe? That was a rude but much-needed awakening for me. When presented with great power, humans cannot control themselves.
And you spoke with Milla about her intentions?
There was no need.
Or were you perhaps afraid to ask and hear her answer? Afraid to find out her motivations, her intentions, and what she truly meant to you? The power of the Four!
Get away from Lord Maxwell! Now, you filthy vermin!
Muzét commands the Four here?
Aren't they nice? I salvaged them from the remains of their former master.
So Muzét killed the Milla of this world.
She's the catalyst.
I'll kill anyone who dares defy Lord Maxwell. If they come back, I'll just kill them again! Because that is my sole mission!
Incoming! She's controlling the Four?
So, you're still trapped in the past. Allow me to free you.
Twin blasts!
Into the dark abyss.
Look out!
Shot! Twin blast!
What happened?
Disintegrate!
I'm sorry. Look out!
Disintegrate!
Look out!
Twin blast! Disintegrate! Lunar reflection!
Look out!
Strike!
Look out!
Strike! Twin blast! Onward!
Swallow rage!
Twin blast!
It's time! My fists will open the heavens! Final fury!
I shall vanquish your souls! Fall to
Form Destroyer!
My mission.
We're so sorry.
May the four great spirits in this dimension watch over you.
Now I have...
I've gotta get...
You even bested Muzét. Milla, you have seen enough now to grasp the hubris and cruelty that humanity is capable of possessing. And yet you still side with them?
It is a duty that I, as Milla Maxwell, must fulfill.
Interesting. You have defined your own duty, have you?
I have, and in this mission, I am not alone.
So you too have chosen to part ways with me.
Maxwell?
Go and live wherever you wish. It's no longer my decision.
This is no cause for sadness, Maxwell. Even when separated, the bonds that tie us together cannot be so easily broken.
This melody. Yes, no matter what happened, your heart was always so...
Milla, why did you hum that tune?
It just popped into my head, like a feeling I couldn't put into words. I can only hope Maxwell understood what I meant by it. Thank you, Luger. Because of you, I understand my predecessor's side of the story now. Although I didn't learn the whole truth about Milla Kresnik.
She couldn't stand the thought of abandoning those left in Olympias to die. That's why Milla Kresnik wouldn't go with Maxwell to Maxia.
How so?
Because the world Milla Kresnik dreamed of long ago is the same one we wish to create now.
She couldn't flee to a world that offered salvation for only a select few.
But in reality, I'm sure Milla Kresnik wanted to ultimately be with Maxwell too. So they could make their perfect world together.
Jude.
We've learned that our dream isn't a new one. People and spirits have been seeking it for ages. We have to make it come true.
You're right. For Milla Kresnik's sake as well as our own.
It's the lab. I better take this.
You might not know it, but you're already walking ahead of me, Jude. That much is certainly true. But I know that I won't be around to see everything Jude will accomplish. I realize that's just the way it is, but I don't have to like it.
Sorry. You okay?
Yes. Is everything okay at work?
Yeah, it should be fine. I guess it's up to us to carry the torch passed by Maxwell and Milla Kresnik.
We will put an end to Origin's trial once and for all. Luger, when my Maxwell dumplings go up for sale, you can use the proceeds to pay down your debt. Who's going to make them, you ask? Why, you are, of course.